You're not really chilled now?
Oh, maybe.
What's the matter?
I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe I wouldn't let him play the drums, that's what I'm insulting, but no, apparently not. Oh, he still doesn't like that other round. He's still angry. Get over it, Trevor.
Is that the only thing?
No, he hates them. Them? Oh, those big mouths at school. Oh, Trevor. What do? They teased him. They teased him. Oh, dear. Do you know what they called him? A dirty rat. Well, which bit of that didn't you like, Trevor? You're not dirty. No, he isn't. He has a shower every day. Gets a bit soggy, but hey, he's a clean rat. Oh, do you know what? He's going to say horrible things about his friends on Facebook. But Trevor, what good will that do? Oh, it'll make you feel better. They'll say horrible things about you. You'll say even nastier things. Oh, well, I don't know if this is going to work. Trevor, I think we need some help here. Mary.
I think perhaps we need a bit of a reminder about what we just read from the Bible, Trevor, about what Jesus said.
Okay, you can play with the remote control.
Okay, he said, it's easy to be nice to people who are nice to you, like your lady. Why would God think that's an achievement then? It's easy, Jesus said, to give things to people if you think they're going to give them back. That's not much of a challenge either, is it? If we really love God, then we've got to be different. Yeah. We've really got to love our enemies. God loves them, you know. He has good things for everyone, even people you don't like. Let's face it, Trevor, even you are not perfect. And God, as well as Barry, still love you.
Thank you, Mary. That's a good reminder. I think, Trevor, you've had enough. I think we'll put you down for a while because you've been embarrassing everybody this morning. And, well, I think we need to move on, don't we? But, you know, he was asking me just now how this was supposed to happen. How are we supposed to love our enemies? People we don't like. So I've got a little video clip here, which doesn't last very long, and we'll see what that might tell us, what lessons we might be able to learn. Wow. Did you see how that one little stick man made friends with the other one? He didn't take offence, did he? He didn't get angry, even with a big bump on his head. He was nice to his friends. He built a bridge, didn't he, to the person he didn't like. And the question for us this morning is, can we build bridges? Can we build bridges to those people that we don't like or we may struggle with? Well, imagine for a moment. Imagine for a moment, I've got your attention then. Imagine for a moment, this balloon is us, that's created by God, all smooth and clean lines. And yet life, sometimes, Sometimes life is difficult. It brings its challenges. Life brings, I don't know, bad thoughts, worries, concerns. This worked in rehearsal. We have jealousies, we have people we don't like, we have problems with our friends and with our neighbours. We have disputes. In politics, there's all this name calling. And eventually, look, we end up all twisted, like this balloon. Oh my goodness me. Well, what can we do? What can we do? Well, God wants us to be like this, like He made us. And because Jesus came into our world, He broke into our world. It's one of our themes this season. God breaking into our world, and today is God with us. And in Jesus, He's broken into our world, and God says, hey, you know what? I love everybody. Even those people you and I struggle with every day. So we've got to try and put ourselves in their shoes and stop hating. We have to try and be kind. We have to build bridges. We have to learn to love. We have to try and understand. And understanding somebody else's story can help us. It can teach us compassion. It doesn't mean we shouldn't set some good and healthy boundaries, but we must open our hearts and see other people are hurting and wounded too. It's not easy, I know. I struggle with it all the time. And I try to remember that everybody's been created. Everybody, not just people in this church and people we like, but everybody has been created in God's image. And I read this morning, a mature Christian sees Christ in everything and everybody else. A mature Christian sees Christ in everything and everybody. And I do remember we had a visit, didn't we, from the Fletcher family, Jonathan and Elise, and they're in Bangkok, and they try to put on the mind of Christ. And they try to see God's image in everybody. They're a family that don't hate, they try to love. And Ben and Katie, also in Tanzania, they do the same thing amongst disadvantaged people. Isn't that right, Mary?
It is, but we don't have to travel to Bangkok or to Africa to be able to, or to try to put Jesus' instructions, really. It wasn't, if you feel like you're on a good day, love your enemies, it was actually an instruction for us to love our enemies, the people that make us feel uncomfortable and twisted and knobbly and just not the way that we want to be. So I'm just going to give you a few examples now of some real life things where God has been able to break in and change people's perspectives and perceptions of other people. So I'm going to tell you about a little boy who struggled with another child in his class because that child always wanted to control what happened in the playground, who was allowed in the game, who was not allowed in the game. We've probably all met people like that. And the little boy was really struggling with that. The rest of school was fine, but the playground was really an issue, and he talked to his mum and dad about it, and they tried to give him some strategies. They talked to the teacher about it. She tried to help. But it was a bit better, but not hugely better. So nobody really knew what to do about this. So then they tried, as a family, a radical thing. They invited the boy that was the problem to the other one home for tea and to play. And I can't say that they're ever going to be the best of friends, but since they've got to know each other a bit better, things have been hugely better. But obviously it was a risk. It could have gone horribly wrong, but God worked through that situation by extending that hand of friendship and getting to know each other better really, really helped. So we know that when we love somebody that is nice to us and that we like, that's something that God wants us to do. He always wants us to see the best in people. He wants us to see them as He sees them. And He wants us to want good things for them. doesn't want anybody to feel left out or feeling rubbish. You know, sometimes when we're at school, there's somebody that perhaps always does well in the tests, the spelling tests or whatever it is, and they can be a bit showy off about it. So what is our response to that? Or, you know, we might know people as adults that are forever getting promotions and bonuses and all the good things in life, in inverted commas. So what's our reaction to that? Yes, it's easy to become jealous, angry with the person for whom it all seems to be going right, but that's not what God wants. He wants us to enjoy their success with the spelling test or the promotions or the new car or whatever it is, but also encourages us to do our best and to focus on doing our best and not be jealous and mean about other people's success. Bob and I went to Croom Court recently, and we went on a tour of the house there by a man that was led by a man who had been to school there. And he had been to school there because of his home situation. He had an alcoholic, abusive father, so social services put him in the boarding school for his own safety. And so obviously things at home, when he went home on the holidays, were not good. But that man said that he persevered and didn't sever the ties with his father, even though that would be perhaps a logical thing to do. And ultimately now, this man himself, the tour guide, the ex-pupil of that school, is a grandfather, and he has a really, really good relationship with his father, who absolutely loves being a grandfather and a great-grandfather. So with perseverance, that relationship has succeeded in the end. The boy needed protection, but with perseverance, the relationship has succeeded. But it doesn't always work, Jill, does it? And Jill, who runs our divorce recovery workshops, is going to come and share with us something about what you teach, or you share there about forgiveness and loving people that you find difficult.
Chop on it, and we start off with revenge. We can spend quite a lot of time on revenge, and then we go on to forgiveness, and we spend at least 2 hours. I've got 2 minutes, so we're going to forget the revenge this morning, and we're just going to talk about forgiveness. We all know the expression, forgive and forget, but the fact is that we never feel like forgiving, and the paradox is that if we can't forgive, we can't forget. Forgiveness isn't just smoothing something over when somebody hurts us really badly and saying it's not a big deal, when it really is a big deal. It's actually much harder than that. It's a conscious decision to let go of the hurt and the anger. It is not reliant on feelings. It takes justice very seriously. It doesn't condone or excuse the offence. It doesn't mean that we have to get back and reconcile with the person that's hurt us. Forgiveness is not granted because a person deserves to be forgiveness. Forgiveness is showing mercy, even when the hurt against us was premeditated and deliberate. True forgiveness is forgiving when there is no excuse. We also have a lovely expression, don't we? Time heals all wounds. Well, that's rubbish. Time might diminish the wound, but the only thing that heals is forgiveness. If we can't forgive, we let our hatred and anger control us, and we become bitter people. We give, and this is going to be a hard one to get your heads around, so I'll say it very slowly. We give the person who has hurt us the power to make us feel like a victim. Make us feel like a victim, and when we feel like a victim, we live like one. There is a wonderful power and peace in letting go and making a conscious decision to forgive. it brings closure, it allows you to get on with your life, and it's for your benefit.
Thank you, Jill. I think it's clear that we can't do this in our own strength, but we have a God of outrageous and reckless love. So if we're able, let's stand and sing praises to that wonderful God who pours his life into our lives.